Welcome back to Poul'sKitchen. Today we're going to do veggie burgers. So right here we got our veggie burger patties all done up. Amy and I don't eat a whole lot of bread products, so there's no bun. Yes, we can get that kind of stuff. We just don't want it right now. This is what we're doing. It's veggie burgers, so please stay tuned. Hit like, share, and subscribe, and we'll show you all about it. PoulsKitchen. This is Chef Paul, and before we begin, please hit the like, share, subscribe button. Please tell all your buddies, join us on our website, www.Pouls-Kitchen.club. Join our Patreon page, join our Facebook page, and first of all, I want to thank everybody for all your kind-hearted birthday wishes. I really appreciate that. And before we begin, I want to do one little quick thing here. With me, as always, is Chef Amy. Say hi to Chef Amy.
Hi.
This is my beautiful wife, and I know she's going to be a little mad at me because she hasn't done her hair or makeup. It's Saturday morning. We just woke up, and yeah, suck it up, Buttercup. This is my wife, the beautiful Amy, and I just want to show the world how much I love her. I know I'm going to get beaten for this later, but that's fine. And I know I shouldn't probably say that on here because don't take me seriously, she won't, but you kind of get what I'm saying. So we're going to be making some homemade vegan burgers. And you ask, why would I ever do vegan burgers? Where's the beef? We're not vegan. Obviously, we're not vegan. However, with that being said, there's nothing wrong with enjoying some vegan dishes. I have some friends that are trying to lose weight. I have some friends that have heart issues. I have some friends that are actually vegan, vegetarian, and all that good stuff. And that's fine. I have no problem with vegans. I just ask that you don't push your beliefs on me, and I won't push my beliefs on you. If you're the type of person that'll start preaching veganism to me, well, good luck, because I'm going to have fun with you. But most people are, common sense. They don't do that. So, you know what? I'm making vegan burgers. Why? A little bit of a backstory. I had a couple heart attacks years ago. And I spent quite a long time trying to rehab from it. I don't necessarily have a good immune system. I have a very low one, which is not great, so I get sick very easily, and I took quite a long time to heal. My wife took good care of me, and that's why I'm still alive today. It's because of my wife. But one of the things that we had to work on to try to make things better was to try to eat a little bit more vegetables. Being diabetic, that helps a lot, right? So trying to cut out a lot of other stuff in the diet for the short term at least, to try to get my body more ready to do other things. Going vegan was great. If you go to A&W and you get Beyond Beef burgers, they're amazing. They really are. And I'm not going to try to pretend that I'm going to be as good as them, but I'm going to try. And I know I've done this before, and I have friends that have tried my vegan burgers, and they wanted to buy them. They really love them, and they're not vegan. They're meat eaters just like us, and actually they're way more meat eaters than us. And one particular person, and I'm not going to pick on her because she's only little, is a big meat eater. Just meat eater beyond belief. But she liked my veggie burgers so much, she was begging me to keep making them, and she would buy them. She really liked them that much. So we're going to start off with a bag of navy beans. Now, I got a big thing of water here. And I just noticed something that needs to be taken out. We did clean this. I don't know exactly what happened, but whatever. But this is our big pot that we use for pretty much anything for anything that we need to have a big helping of anything else. The rest of it's fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our bag of navy beans and we're going to sit here, and it's what, 10 o'clock in the morning, is it?
Yeah, around that.
I'm going to come take a look at this probably 8, 9 o'clock in the morning or at night and see how we're going. If so, we might finish it. If not, we'll do it tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
These beans have got to soak, and you've seen how small they are. Just little tiny little things. When they're done, they'll come full size. If you're going to make big beans, this is a good way to do this, and I've got some little tricks that I'm going to use to try to make this even better. And you'll see. But this is the start of it. Let this sit out, get a big pot, and you need to have something really, really big. Because these beans are going to expand. They're going to come really, really big. One thing I'm going to tell you too, if you have gastro issues, stay away. Beans do have a lot of gas. The way I'm doing this, I'm going to try to get rid of as much of it as I can. But if you're somebody who has gastro issues, this may be a recipe that's not for you. You can get rid of some gas, but like Amy will tell you, there's no way you can escape it all. It's a Dutch thing, I think. So when we're done and these are all expanded and ready to drain, we'll come back. So like I said, please hit the like, share, subscribe button. We'll see you soon. So we got the onions in here, and then we've got 2 carrots. And hopefully I got them cut up enough, but I'm pretty sure everything should be cool. Now, before we go any further, I'm going to take, where is that? Here it is. This is the, what is this, Amy?
Epicure steamer.
You can get this from Epicure. If you check out Amy's Meals and Minutes, you'll find some information on that. If you're interested, let Amy know. She'll hook you up. She'll get you a good deal on them. And I tell you, normally you'd have to cook this on the oven for an hour or 2. It's a pain, and it takes a long time. This seriously reduces the time that you have to take to do this. So, well, I'm just going to make a mess. Sound good, Amy?
I don't think you'll make that much of a mess.
So I'm not going to use all the beans because we can always use those for something else later. I don't really want them all anyways, so why waste? So Amy's going to throw this into the microwave.
And we'll start with putting in for 2 minutes.
2 minutes? That seems like it's really quick.
2 minutes, you heard me.
Wow, so we'll see. So Amy's going to stick that in the old nuker for 2 minutes. I'm not a big fan of
do its trick.
I'm not a big fan of throwing things in the microwave, but you know what? In cases like this, I'm not gonna argue too much. So we're gonna set this on here, and then we're gonna turn it on. Now when we look in here, we kind of want it looking like that. Kind of, you know, moist. And how long did that take, Amy?
Few seconds.
Not that long.
No.
And again, when we take this out,
I'm gonna be careful. You did a good job, though.
yeah, like it's particularly really quick here. I'm going to do this out here, and we're not going to touch the blade because that would be very, very dangerous. So you really, really want to be careful on this. Now for this next step, some people are going to want to rinse this out, and that's perfectly fine if you do. I don't really feel like you have to. But we're going to use this again with the beans when they're done cooked. You don't have to do it when they're cooked. You can cook it after, but I don't know that I would recommend it. And I'm not gonna waste my time cleaning this out because honestly I don't really see a point to it. Because it's just gonna get dirty again in a second, and it's not like the flavors aren't gonna be touching each other, so there's really no point to it. And yes, this could be a little cranky. So I'm going to take this from Amy for a minute.
And I'm gonna check on the beans.
Just going to check the beans here. And we'll see if 2 minutes was actually legit or not. We don't need to mash.
No.
Nope. That's why we have the food processor.
Well, they seem to be pretty soft.
Okay, so
Like, feel that.
you know what? 2 more minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you know what? After 2 minutes, I think they're doing pretty darn good.
Yeah, they're pretty soft. Oh,
So we're gonna go back to getting this all set back up here, getting that ready. And I'll tell you, like, it took next to nothing, and to be honest with you, everything was rough cut. When you're using a food processor, this can be the biggest lifesaver in the world. You really don't need to do a whole lot. So we've got some extra olive virgin olive oil. And you know what, I'm just going to use one that's already opened. So why am I doing that? And I'm just going to sprinkle a little bit on here. Now this next part, you want to have this ready while that's cooling down, right? So now you need to think, okay, what kind of spices do you want? Well, I definitely want some smoked paprika. I want some turmeric, some white pepper, and some garlic. Hey, you know what? I think that should be good enough. I don't think you need a whole lot more. Now, if you watch a lot of videos, they're going to tell you that you need to have something called eggs. This is a veggie burger. And if you ask around, most vegetarians, not all, but most vegetarians are not going to eat eggs. Why? Because it comes from an animal. We can say we agree or we don't agree, that's semantics, it doesn't really matter what you feel or I feel, that's just the reality of a vegetarian. So if they choose that they don't want to use eggs, then you know what, that's alright, they don't have to. They totally 100% can choose not to eat eggs. It is what it is, and if I'm making a veggie burger that's for a vegetarian, then you know what, I'm going to choose to try to make it without eggs, and now Amy's going to try it out again. Looks good to me.
Yep.
So 4 minutes. You know what? If your guys are going to be doing anything that requires stuff like this, I would highly recommend using Epicure steamer.
Yes.
4 minutes compared to 2 hours boiling is ridiculously nothing. I'm using some panko style Japanese crumbs. Well, panko Japanese style breadcrumbs. I'm not fussy on what you have. But if you want to be 100% vegetarian, right down the line, make sure you double check your ingredients. Make sure that there's something in there that's not going to work for you. This is what works for us, and this is our choice. It may not necessarily be yours, and that's fine. We're not always going to agree on everything, and that's 100% perfectly fine. Now, some people are going to choose to take this mix, and they're going to choose to bake it, fry it, or whatever. I'm not going to. In fact, tonight I'm not even making burgers. It's after 8 o'clock at night. Amy and I really aren't hungry. Now, she being Dutch, she has a stomach that you wouldn't believe. She's not going to defend herself. So, but she'll eat anything at any time. That's not good for you. So when I'm doing this, I'm actually going to take the lid off here and I'm just going to put it in because I'm not feeding it. We're going to try it this way, and if that doesn't work, then we're just going to have to go potato masher mode.
I think this will work though.
I think this will work. I've seen people do it, so I think it should be alright. And yes, Amy's going to have some cleaning up to do later. What else is new? Way to go making a big mess, Amy.
Hey, I'm behind the camera.
Still blaming you. I want to give a shout out to my new friends GW and Arabian, my friends who live in Tunisia and Kuwait. Really nice guys. We met them this week and been starting to hang out quite a bit with them. They run an IRC network, ircgo.net if you guys are interested. If you're in IRC at all. Really nice guys. We support them, they support us. So they're one of our sponsors, so to say. So just a quick shout out to them. Arabian, you're an awesome guy, and we really like you and hope the best for you. So we got this on here, so let's try her out. Alright, so
That worked pretty good.
I'm going to do a little bit more though. Alright, so here we go. We got this going here. And you know what? I think we don't even need those.
No? Okay.
No, we don't.
Well, 4 minutes did the trick.
You know what? Nah, you know what? I think we're going to do the rest.
Are we?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. So we're going to put the top on here. Put this back on there. Make sure, but again, and I'll repeat myself because I have to be very serious with this. You really cannot put your hands around that blade. When you go to clean it, you have to be very, very careful. So don't put it in the sink with your dishes.
No.
Just don't do that. That will be the biggest mistake you'll make because you'll put your hand in to grab something and you'll touch that blade. You wipe your hand on it, and I'm not kidding. Our friend had to go to the hospital. So, you know what I mean? It's pretty serious. So, you know what I mean? You really have to be careful with that. So, and that's what I really want you guys to do. I want you to be very, very careful. If you have a food processor, I don't want to scare you from ever getting one. That's not my intention, because honestly, food processors are some of the greatest things you'll ever have. Because when you want that kind of result, it will actually give you good, fast results. Like, where did I put that here? This, right in front of me. It's getting late at night and the sugars are a little wonky for whatever reason. But this is a time saver. It would take you about 2 hours to go on the stove and cook that. It's a lot of time. A lot of time you don't want. That's a little bit of money. If you like beans, you like making baked beans, that's the greatest thing in the world for you. I really urge you to get it. So, check that out here, and we're done. Honestly, this is the greatest thing in the world. I would recommend a food processor because honestly, it is a lifesaver for a lot of things. Don't. And like I said, I'm putting this on the edge here. I'm going to take my spoon. I'm going to mix that in here and we're done with this. So for now, I'm just going to take my spoon here and we're going to give it a good old mix.
Smells good.
Now, on the other hand, you might want to take a beet, and if you're taking a beet, that has to be cooked first. There's no doubt about that. It has to be cooked. Dry it up, put that in. That might help the color a little bit. I've done beets before, and the color is not necessarily going to be on as much. So I'm going to dump some spices in here. Just because you're making a vegan dish doesn't mean it has to be flavorless. And I know we all have that one friend that proclaims that they're the greatest vegan chef in the world. And by the way, spices don't matter. You can use whatever you're really comfortable with. But we always have that one vegan chef in our friends group, and they try to proclaim that they're the best in the world, and they're always going to taste really good. And there's a lot of times that they're very disappointing because they're not that good. And you kind of get the idea that it's kind of very bland and very not that tasty. And veganism doesn't necessarily mean that everything you taste is going to be bland. I used to go to church with a couple. I mean, the pastor and wife. He was not vegan. He was just like everybody else, but she was vegan. And you know what? I've had vegan before, and it's not that I try to have a bad attitude. I really don't. But I mean, what I had before was just bland and terrible. And I kind of gave her a really bad attitude when it came to it. And I feel bad about that now. I really do. I really feel bad about that. But she made me one of her, actually I think it was a tofu bean burger. And you know what, they're really nice people, and I really didn't want to insult her, but it was scared death of it at the same time. And I had it, and you know what, it was actually really good. I wouldn't say it was necessarily as good as a real burger, but it was still pretty good though. Alright, so now what are we going to do, Amy? You don't know these.
No, I don't.
Should be ashamed of.
Are we gonna form them?
That's right! We're going to form them. See, Amy gets it. I like messing with my wife, so please don't take too much offense. What's that? Amy's favorite thing in the world. Poop. Poop emoji. Okay, so what Amy's going to do from here, we're going to take this and we're going to squeeze this into our cutter. And I always found that, you know, having a cutter is always the best way to do it. And what we're going to do is we're just going to clean it off here, and she's going to get, I don't know, a bacon pan or something we can stick in the deep freeze. And we're going to put this in there overnight. And then tomorrow for lunch, we're going to have a burger. So we're going to make about 4 of them, and that's probably all we're going to do, but we'll see what we have left. So she's going to take a bacon pan, and she's going to take one of this, and what she's going to do, she's going to put underneath here, lift it up and put it on the pan, and then let that off. And then it goes right into the deep freeze. Leave that in there overnight. So if you're expecting to eat the same day, I wouldn't advise it. If you use eggs, it would be a little bit of a better binder. But being a vegan burger, we're not going to do that because I really want to make sure that if we actually invited a vegan friend out to try this, that they would actually be able to say, wow, we enjoyed this. We're going to use cheese on it, and I know cheese isn't necessarily a vegan thing. It is what it is. I'm going to give you one little quick story here to try to tell you why you should not be afraid to try this and why you should actually explore a little bit of veganism. And this is a story because it's around my birthday. I want to say 16 years ago, I met my wife, physically met my wife. I met her over 22 years ago, but that was online. 16 years ago, we decided we were going to meet each other face to face. I'm from Halifax, she's from Ontario. I went and met her, and God bless her mother, she's an awesome lady. Wish she's still with us, she's not, unfortunately. But the lady comes out, it's like, Paul, what do you want for your birthday meal? Because my birthday was on the 10th. And I'm not going to tell you what I want for my birthday meal. Maybe my own mother, sure. I just met you, the first day I've ever met you. You think I'm going to tell you what I want? No. You make whatever you're going to make, and I'll eat it and be happy and appreciate it. I don't give orders to somebody I just met. It's like, to me, this seemed wrong. Now, the funny thing is she decided to make the one of the few things I do not like eating at all. And I'll tell you why. My mother's a microwave cook. She made meatloaf, and I'll tell you, if you take a chainsaw to it, you probably need to replace the blade when it comes to my mom doing it. Now, Amy's mother, on the other hand, it was amazing. If Amy makes it, or when her mother made it, no problem. I loved it. And I can't tell you how afraid I was to bite in and start eating that at the dinner. I was going to eat it. I wasn't going to complain until it was great. It wouldn't have been true, but I did eat it, and it was amazing. It was the best. And like I said, anytime she made it, or anytime Amy makes it, because she learned it from her, no problem, eat it without question. You may not necessarily have a high opinion of this right now. However, with that being said, it is something different for your palate. And if you're not vegan and you want to be a little sarcastic, you could perhaps some bacon put on it. You could. I mean, a vegan wouldn't be happy about it, but you're not vegan, so why do you care, right? If you want to put a little bit of meat in with that too, you can do that. There's a lot of things. This is my version of the Veggie Burger, and tomorrow when we're ready to eat lunch, we'll finish the video up and we'll show you then. So until next time, until tomorrow morning, we'll see you then. Welcome back. So we've had our burger sitting in the deep freeze overnight. It's now almost 12 o'clock and we are getting ready to cook them. These are what our burgers look like. Yeah, I know they're kind of crappy. Get it? Crappy. I'm kind of a little disappointed in myself, and that's kind of my fault. I probably should have put a little beets in, something else to change the coloring of it, because I know part of the more important parts of making a burger is to make it for presentation as well, and this kind of misses that. However, the most important part of it is actually getting the flavor. So we've got enough vegetables in here. Amy and I both figured, you know what, maybe they shouldn't be as thick as they are, because it's going to kind of make a really thick and maybe a little difficult eating a bun. Amy and I don't eat in buns, so I might consider that, you know, if you're going to make this, don't make them as thick. Make them a little bit more skinny, but for us, we're just going to eat this way. And when we're done, we'll take it out, we'll show you what everything looks like, and we'll go from there. So what we're using is, we got a toaster oven here. I've got it set to 450 degrees. We're just setting to preheat it, so when it's done, we're going to cook it. I'm going to put it in for 15 minutes, flip it, put it back in. I don't think it will need that long, maybe 10 minutes before we flip, really. And hopefully by that time we'll be able to see what the final product looks like. So stay tuned, and we're almost done. Welcome back to Poul'sKitchen. Finally, we're done. These are our veggie burgers. The binding wasn't as great as I anticipated. However, that doesn't dictate the taste. We tasted a little bit of it. Tastes really good, so that's positive. I just have to work a little bit harder on the binding. But for one, that's not bad. And you know what? If you have an issue trying to keep it bound up, maybe it's best not to put a bun. Think of a hamburger sandwich, or just eat it without the bun. Hamburger steak, veggie steak, or whatever. Still, it's gonna taste great. So from here, you put it in your bun, or eat it however you're going to. Put some onion, tomato, and ketchup, mustard, and relish, and you're gold. So. In the meantime, please hit like, share, subscribe. Check our website, www.Pouls-Kitchen.club. Check out irc.ircgo.net. #Pouls'Kitchen. We hope to see you soon.